Onyx, we can't hear you.
Have you heard anything I've said?
Not a word.
Okay, let me start over then. I apologize. I thought I unmuted myself. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome everybody to the Quantum Field X39 team training. And we're going to talk today about influencers. Before we talk about today's training, I just did a Facebook Live. I've received a message from a personal of mine who is a presidential in the business who lives in Israel. The message indicated that at 6:49 a.m. this morning, Israel is under attack. So they are at war. There's been more than 3,000 missiles fired at Israel. What he indicated is there are many terrorists that are coming over the walls. Women and children are being attacked and kidnapped. And so I'd like to ask all of you prayer warriors out there, all of you light workers, if you could please send them love and light. I know that's something none of us would want to endure. And I pray that whatever is going on, it ends in a very quick way. It really doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is or what your religious affiliation is. Human beings are under attack, and there really is, in my mind, no reason for this sort of behavior anymore. So if you could send them prayers, I would be greatly appreciated, and I know that they will as well. So today what we're going to talk about is influencers. And we're going to talk specifically about an influencer who is now the fastest SPD in the company. And he did it in 2.5 days, which is insane to me. I did not personally sponsor him. He's probably 9 or 10 generations away from me. In fact, I personally have never sponsored an influencer at all. I have several influencers in my business. Some of them are executive directors, some of them are presidential directors, some of them are SPDs. So it's totally up to them and how you all work together for how they're going to grow their business. But it is a topic that's worth talking about. So for instance, this gentleman, I didn't know him. And just like Ron, the chimney sweep, introduced Kathy, one of my girlfriends, to X39, Ron had no idea that Kathy was good friends with Onyx Cole. And we all came here because Ron took a chance, walked across the street, asked Kathy to lift up her hair, and actually put a patch right on the top of Kathy's neck. So it's the same thing with influencers. Some of you may go directly to influencers. Some of you may sponsor somebody who actually has a son, in this case, or perhaps it's a friend who's actually an influencer. Either way, it's a win. So my experience is influencers, just like network marketers, just like doctors, just like you and me, we all put our jeans on one leg at a time. So what does that mean? Because you guys send me notes all the time saying, Onyx, I'm talking to this MD, I don't know what I should say. Onyx, I'm talking to this influencer, I don't know what I'd say. Onyx, I'm talking to this mom who's a mommy blogger, I don't know what to say. And in every case, I say the same thing. There isn't one thing that is the right thing to say to everyone. What you're looking for is the radio station, what's in it for them. So when you're dealing with an influencer, it's different than when you're dealing with an MD, but they both are going to have needs that they want to have met. And your job is to figure out what is their need. Now, my experience with influencers is they operate in the world a little bit differently, perhaps, than you and I. So typically, they have a large following. Some of them might be Instagram influencers. Some of them might be YouTube influencers. Some of them might have a huge Facebook following. So it's different for each one of them. And most of the time, they could have thousands of people. They could have tens of thousands of people. In this case, with this gentleman that came in with a family member who sponsored him, he actually has millions of followers. Now, they have lots of followers, but it's different than you and I, because you and I typically interact with our friends. We have contact with our friends. With the influencers, they don't actually, generally speaking, have a lot of contact with their people that they have influence over.